Woohoo, we're on section 9. Number 1, who wants it? Oh, I'll read the Latin. Tollet.
Raise up.
Wow. Can you make it sound like you know what that verb ending T stands for?
Oh, he raised up. Or he lifted.
Okay. It's actually present, talo.
He lifts.
Yeah, and the he is Pyramus from last time. Because if it were perfect, it would be so stulet. I love that verb. Didn't we watch a video about how that word changed because of strange, bizarre Latin things? That's like something Latin 2 kids are really looking forward to. They're like, we can't wait to learn why these verbs are so screwed up. Okay, number 2. Velamina tollet.
I take it.
Okay.
He lifts the veil.
Yes. Notice this is Ovid using the funky poetic plural again because he obviously only lifts one veil, but velamina with that A, neuter plural. Okay. Velamina thisbes tollet.
He lifted up Thisbe's woman's veils.
Yeah, it's one veil. Poetic plural. And I don't know why, actually I should know why. I think Thisbe is some sort of Greek possessive form, which I don't remember because it's been a long time. But we know that it's Thisbe's veil.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4.
And he brings it with him.
Yes, say come, with himself. I think if you try to look that word up in SPQR, it says something like pig fat. Number 5, et ad se confert umbram. Go ahead, Frank.
And he brings it with him to the shadow, to the shade.
And look, there's Ovid doing that again, where he puts a bunch of stuff between the preposition and its object. That's a dirty pool, Ovid. But you can handle it. Number 6, et ad se confert arboris umbram.
And he brings it with him to the shadow of the tree.
Okay. Et ad pactae se confert arboris umbram.
And he brings it to the shadow of the tree having been agreed upon.
With himself.
Yes, with himself.
Right. Utque dedit.
And when he gave,
Okay, and number 9, utque dedit lacrimas.
When he gave tears.
Good. Utque dedit lacrimas vesti. Well, you know, it can be when or as. Either one works, but we need the rest to know.
Okay, so when he gave tears to the garment.
Great. Utque dedit notae lacrimas vesti.
when he gave tears to the inscribed garment, like.
I don't necessarily think it's inscribed, but maybe it's observed. Like it's a garment that he recognized because she wore it a lot. And notice the tears are intertwined inside the recognized garment because poets can do that. Utque dedit oscula.
And when he gave a kiss or kisses.
Yeah. Utque dedit notae lacrimas, dedit oscula vesti.
And when he gave the tears and he gave the kisses to the garment having been recognized.
Yes, he gave tears, he gave kisses to the known garment.
Okay.
Accipe nunc.
Okay. Accipe nunc is like now receives.
What? Talk to me about this word accipe.
So receive.
That's what it means.
Then
But what form is it? With
now having received.
Is it a command?
Hoffman's over there. Mrs. Hahn, it's a command, it's an imperative. Let's look, how do we know? Because it's the present stem.
Okay.
It's the infinitive without the RE. That just means take, receive. So try that again, Frank.
He receives.
Say that again.
He receives.
Is that a command? He receives.
Receive.
Receive. Hey, you, take this now. I think in English we would show it with an exclamation point.
Okay. Oh, receive. Okay.
Receive, take something. And then number 5, or 15, accipe nunc, inquit.
Except this, he said.
Yes.
What's not?
Now.
Now.
Now, take, receive this, whatever this is,
He said.
he said. Accipe nunc, inquit haustus.
Now, except this, he said, having been drawn out.
I don't agree with the definition of haustus here. It is true hario, harire is a verb, but there's also a fourth declension noun, haustus, which means a draining.
Okay.
And I will look it up, but I'm almost positive that is a more appropriate thing. Except now the draining, that would be accusative plural. Because a kipe kind of needs a direct object. We'll double check that though. Okay, so, oh, and when you see, whoopsies, that was bad. Sorry, didn't mean to do that, guys. There. When you see number 17, accipe nunc inquit sanguinis haustus. It makes sense there for haustus to also be a noun. Go ahead, Frank.
So except this now, you said draining of the blood?
Yes, the draining of the blood. Aw, how romantic. Number 18. Accipe nunc inquit nostri sanguinis haustus.
Now, except this, he said, our draining of the blood.
Yeah, haustus is accusative. Nostri probably modifies sanguinis. The draining of our blood. That royal we again.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He does that. He's got a mouse in his pocket. The draining of our blood. My blood.
Okay.
Okay, velamina thisbes talit, et ad pactae se conferet arboris umbram, utque dedet notas lacrimas, dedet oscula vesti, accipe nunc, inquit nostri quoque sanguinis haustus.
He lifted up the veil of Thisbe and brought it with himself to the shade of the agreed upon tree. And he gave, and as he gave his tears and he gave his kisses to the veil, he said, now also accept our, draining of the blood.
Yeah, I think he's kind of maybe giving the veil as an offering to the tree. Here, tree, have this veil, and while we're at it, I'm going to sacrifice some blood to you.
Veil covered in our blood.
Yes.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Not at all.
It gets better.
It does get better. Erat acinctus. This is Frank's turn.
Oh, okay. Era Quinctus, this was provided. Quinctus.
There are lots of definitions there. A couple things I'd like to note. Number one, what form of the verb is erat acinctus? It's a two-part verb. And I'll pause it for just a second while you process.
Equipped or provided.
Okay, so we said that it's pluperfect passive. Notice that we can determine the subject from the gender. It's an us. So what's the subject? What's masculine nominative singular?
Masculine nominative singular would be the Pyramus.
Pyramus.
I couldn't remember his name.
The one that you just spelled.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to say he had been equipped.
Okay.
There are lots of possible definitions, but in the context is they do this a lot. They say that they were armed with a weapon, they were equipped or something. And if you look at the next line, era acinctus pharaoh. Go ahead, Mr. Hoffman.
He was equipped, or he had been equipped with a sword.
Yes, notice the word pharum literally means iron, and I think that term is metonymy, where you can take a characteristic and make it mean the thing. Okay, so he'd been equipped with a sword. Number 22, pharum quo erat acinctus.
The sword which he had been equipped with.
Yes. 23, demisit pharum quo erat acinctus.
The sword which he had equipped, let flow, let... Yeah.
Well, pharum is neuter. It can be he did it to the sword, or the sword did it.
Yeah, the sword which he equipped, let flow.
I really think that Pyramus is probably still the subject.
Okay, oh, sorry. Pyramus let flow the sword which he equipped.
With which he had been equipped.
Which he had equipped.
So maybe he sent it down. I don't know why 24 is blank. I guess it's a bonus.
All right, I'll do it.
25. Demisit in ilia pharum quo erat acinctus.
had let fall in his groin the sword with which he had been equipped.
Aw. Okay, demaced is not pluperfect. It's just perfect.
Oh, it's just perfect.
So it's like he sent down, I don't know, I feel like he dropped the sword
What's even poetic
into
about
his groin, the sword with which he had been armed. Okay, so this is like a great example of why people shouldn't be running around with swords. They might use them in a moment of passion, just in case you're curious.
You get like his logic for that.
Quoque erat ecinctus demisit in ilia ferum.
And also that which he had been equipped with, he let fall the sword into his groin.
Okay, we're picking up on 26 again. Quoque erat ecinctus demisit in ilia ferum. Okay, Colin, wait, everybody take a moment. Colin just got done taking the AP Calc test, but any cold Latin student can take a 4-hour calculus test and then jump right into dactylic hexameter. Go, Colin.
And that which he had been equipped with, he let fall the sword into his groin.
Wow. Just ponder that for a second. I could make a calculus question out of it. How long would it take to bleed?
No, please.
He is losing blood at approximately
I'm
0.2
losing
liters
blood
per
now,
second.
like-
And okay, I love that you gave me a little definition for he let fall the sword into his groin. What would you guys actually say?
He stabbed himself in the pelvis.
Ouch. How about you, Hoffman?
Yeah, he stabbed himself in the groin.
He stuck it. But you have to use the word sword in there.
He stabbed himself with the sword in the groin.
But I need the sword to be the direct object. I need it to be accusative.
So he
He
Drove the sword.
he stabbed the sword
Yeah,
into
I
his
like that.
pelvis.
Oh, Hoffman says he drove the sword into his groin. I was just curious. Okay, yeah, plunge. Like,
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm just like reading. I'm slightly reading ahead. On these
okay,
words.
Frank, I don't want you to go to extreme measures here. Traxit verum. Go ahead, Frank.
He dragged. He dragged the sword.
Yes.
Oh,
Go
God.
ahead. A vulnere traxit.
So, wait, is he still the?
I do think he is still the subject.
Yeah. So he drug the sword through the wound, or to make a wound.
Are
Or not
we
make?
A, the preposition A, because it's 10th period. We're all tired. Can anybody help Mr. Hoffman? Because I feel like through is never a good definition for A.
Oh, out of.
Yeah,
But that's more X.
but the reason why there's no X is because there's a V there. It's A and X are the same word, right? Yeah, we're tired. So he dragged the sword out of his wound. So he plunged it in and then he pulled it back out.
No, but he dragged it out. That
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better.
Go ahead, Colin. 29.
He dragged the sword out of the burning wound.
Okay, do we mean burning as if it were flaming?
No, just like painful.
It hurt.
Yeah,
Ow.
because it's a sword.
It's a sword. Okay, Frank.
he dragged the sword out of the burning wound, dying, like as he was dying.
As he was dying, NS, present active participle. While he was dying, he did it all at the same time. You're really getting that present part on that participle. Okay, next one.
It's going above and beyond.
Quoque erat ecinctus, demisit in ilia ferum, nec mora. Ferventi moriens a vulnere traxit. I'll pause while you process.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
And so, which he was equipped with, he let fall the sword by himself. Or no, in his groin.
Into
Into his groin. Neither, not delaying, right?
Not bad.
Or
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was no delay.
There was no delay.
But I like the way you kind of showed that you understood the sense of it.
Dying, he drug the sword out of the wound, out of the burning wound.
Okay. Apparently he did it quickly, right? There was no delay. He punched it in and he pulled it out right away.
Okay.
Okay? All right. We're going to look at the original because it'll be fun. Colin, do you just want to jump into this?
Sure. So he brought the Veil of Thisbe, or I'm sorry, he picked up the Veil of Thisbe and brought it with him to the shade of the tree, having been agreed upon. And as he gave his tears, he gave kisses to the veil and said, do you want me to keep going?
Hold on. That was really nice. I feel like you're doing a great job, but I don't want you to steal all the glory. Notice it's a no tie, right? A recognized garment, a known garment, not an inscribed garment. Okay. Actually, if you were redoing this, you could have like a sweatshirt, a hoodie that says Thisbe on the back. Then it would be a nota westus.
No.
Right? It could be like an inscribed garment. That would be cool, actually. Sorry. Okay, Frank. Do you
Okay.
need a couple minutes to process the next line?
Just a few seconds. I just want to.
Okay. All right, Frank, go for it. We won't even say anything interesting about what just happened offline.
Yes, nothing crazy. Okay. Accept this now, he said, the draining of our blood. And also that.
Oh, that's a long O with Quoque.
Yeah. Okay. And also that which. Yeah, and also that which he had been equipped with, speaking of the sword, he let fall he drove the sword into his groin, not delaying. He then dragged it out of the burning wound, dying.
Dun dun dun. Quite dramatic.